Yo, review time. I just came back from Superman. I said it right. I said it right. It doesn't matter. The point is, that was actually a solid Superman movie, bro. That was just actually, just to show how fresh I am from this movie, bro. I also got a Superman cup. This cost me like $22 though. Like it was expensive. Check this out though. It lights up kind of. I don't know, bro. It was. That's icy, by the way. That right there was a Superman movie. Like it was really good. And starting off, bro, like I feel because I was seeing reviews on Twitter and whatnot. Like there were other people super hating this movie, saying it was like absolute trash. Then people praise the movie. I feel like there's no way you could say this movie is like complete trash. If you could say this movie is at least mid. Like at the bare minimum, you could say this is a very mid movie. You know what I mean? You didn't like the jokes and whatnot. You know how it was a bit goofy at times. You could say that. But to say it's like garbage and just a waste of time, I can't agree with that, bro. You're just tweaking and you don't understand the joy and like whimsicalness of Superman. You know what I mean? Because let me just go into it. This felt like Superman for real, for real. Like throughout the movie, he's just doing what Superman does, if that makes sense. Like you see him like saving kids and whatnot, saving civilians like in fights and whatever. And then there was like this one scene, right? Like he saved like a squirrel. You know what I mean? He didn't have to do that, like, but it just shows the type of character Superman is, like, and how much of a hero he's supposed to be. Like he's saving everybody. He's just a good person with all this power. And I think James Gunn really delivered when it comes to showing the scope of Superman, like how he could save squirrels, kids, and people, stop wars, but at the same time save the city from like a black hole. You know what I mean? It's just that dynamic of Superman, like how vast it is of the problems he has to take care of every day. Like, black holes one day, saving a cat from a tree the other day. You know what I mean? He really just showed, encapsulated what Superman is supposed to be. So that's that, bro. Like, I really could just stop the video right here, just say this is Superman, but like, I might as well talk about the movie itself. And story wise, I think the movie was pretty decent. I really appreciate how, I think for most modern movies, we'll go for DC for example, like they kind of ignore the backstory and just like kind of hop into the characters like in their year 2, year 3 type deal. Like the Batman is a good example, right? With Robert Pattinson. Like it was like his second year as Batman, We didn't need the backstory. Everyone knows Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent's backstory. We don't need to see it over and over again, retold and whatnot. So I really appreciate them saying, hey, yo, this is Superman in his third year. He's well established. He's out here doing good and whatnot. I really like that. Like, we don't need all the backstory. Let's just see how the world reacts to Superman, like him, being a good hero for like the past 3 years. I appreciate that. I appreciate that thoroughly. There we go. That was really cool. Also, at the same time, I really appreciate Lex Luthor. Like, this right here, hands down, is probably like the best like Lex Luthor. I think a good Lex Luthor is also from the All-Star Superman movie. He's pretty good. Yeah, he was pretty good also. But like this Luthor encapsulate what Lex Luthor is supposed to represent, was just, this person who despises Superman with his entire being just because of who Superman is. It's Superman overshadows you in everything you do. You're just a normal dude, very smart, rich, like the pinnacle of humanity, but then this guy from another planet comes in, like kind of steals the spotlight from you. And I appreciate how in the movie he even says, like, listen, bro, I am jealous of you. Like, who wouldn't be jealous of you? You know what I mean? And like, he knows he's a hater, but he embraces his hater side. You know what I mean? And even like his whole plan to like defame Superman to take him out the way so he can do whatever he wants. Like, he's still a villain at the end of the day. Like, there's no redeeming qualities about him. You know what I mean? But there's no redeeming qualities about him. But we better understand like his hate towards Superman. I feel like that just makes him even more like a solid villain. You know what I mean? He has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. I feel like, because like there was this one scene, right? Like he was trying to get information out of Superman. So like he brought like this random dude we saw at the beginning of the movie who like helped Superman out the hole and gave Superman like a sandwich or something like that. And then like he had like this gun play Russian roulette with the dude and like just kills a dude. That dude is just dead. Like he just killed a random civilian because it would hurt Superman. And like you see Superman break down, and it's just like, it just shows you the type of man Superman is. And they did so well, I'm not gonna hold you. Even with the action, I really enjoy the action of this movie. I feel like it was kind of sucky seeing Superman get beat up for most of the movie, but at the same time, Just as Lex Luthor playing this whole thing. Like this, like all part of his master scheme to like beat Superman. Like he figure out his fighting patterns and whatnot. Make sure to program Ultraman with that to like counter Superman. So like this whole plan of like Superman getting pieced up every now and then made sense in this film because like Lex Luthor had like this master plan to defeat Superman, you know? So I wasn't too upset about that. But when Superman did throw down, he was going insane. But like the final act against, I think they're called like the Raptors or whatever. He'll do like that 360 heat vision and whatnot. And just, fighting Ultraman too. Like it was a fun time. Like I really enjoyed this movie thoroughly and whatnot. I just could go on and I might as well. These are my thoughts about things. So I might as well just rant and talk about the stuff I like. Yeah, that was good. I don't understand why people don't like Crypto. I enjoyed Crypto and like his chaotic nature. You know what I mean? That was just like a dog with all this power that's, super goofy and whatnot. And I'm always thinking like, bro, why is this dog not listening to Superman? We go on and find out at the end of the movie, it's not his dog, it's his cousin's dog, Kara. There we go. And he was just watching her dog for him. He was watching her dog for her. There we go. Because she was out on a different planet, partying and whatnot. So, and then we see how Krypton interacts with her. And like he's very aggressive, playful with her, and she enjoys that. So now we further understand why Krypto was like such a disobedient dog. It's because with Kara, he's just super crazy, but she enjoys like chaotic side of him. You know what I mean? So I really enjoy that thoroughly. I really like how we get an answer to like why Crypto's like so disruptive and so chaotic. It's because his owner Kara is okay with the chaoticness and like he wasn't really listening to Superman that much because he wasn't like the rightful owner. He was just like dog sitting. So that was a nice twist. We also got to Supergirl too, casually. Like it's just so much was done well with the movie. I really enjoy like the part with the his interview with Lois. That was like at the beginning of the movie though, but that doesn't matter. His interview with Lois, I thought that was pretty good to show like the type of character he is. Like when he's not as stoic as other Supermans. He's very emotional, but like not in a bad way. I feel like in a very real way. I feel like in this movie they really tried to ground Superman a little bit more, make him not so much godlike like we see with like Henry Cavill, but more like very human like with these powers. He's also a good person, if that makes sense. So like him getting like frustrated in an interview, like, hey, I'm just trying to save people. I don't know why this is a bad thing. Why are you harping on me and whatnot? It felt real. Like I'm trying to give a good analogy. I can't think of a good analogy to be honest. The point is, this emotional Superman is kind of these like him being flustered and upset. I kind of liked it because like you're like I think it's like 33 years old in this movie. I think that's how the time span they show like you're 33 years old trying to do good and the world's upset with you because like you stopped the war. Like you didn't go through protocol to stop said war. Now everyone's hating on you and whatnot. Then at the same time you find I'm gonna say it anyway. At the same time you find out that your parents, his parents Jor-El and whatnot, they sent him to Earth to conquer the Earth and whatnot, and to like spread his seed throughout because he was gonna be a god of the Earth. So like they kind of changed his backstory a little bit. It's like in the original stuff we know like Superman's parents sent him there to just be safe, save him and whatnot, but not to be like a conqueror. But in this one they kind of went in different directions. Like okay, your parents are actually kind of bad people. They want you to come here to conquer the world, but instead you did the opposite because like the message so in the movie, at the very beginning of the movie, Superman was injured and whatnot. He was hurt from this fight with Ultraman. Well, it was called like the Bolivian Hammer or something like that. That's whatever. Don't worry about that. The point is he was hurt, injured. In the beginning, his reason of robots was like, hey, you want to listen to that clip that soothes you? And the clip was like his parents, saying, hey, we love you. We sent you to Earth to be safe and sound and whatnot, to be strong and whatnot, and to be a good person. Practically, that was like the first half of the message. But the other half was like scrambled or damaged. So he didn't know the other half of the message. He just only heard the first half. And that first half inspired him to, be a good person on Earth and whatnot. Plus, that's the first part, whatever. Then we later find out, like, Lex breaks into the Fortress of Solitude, takes the message, figures out the other half. Turns out his parents sent him to Earth to conquer it, kind of, and to be, like, the god amongst people. So now Superman's depressed because, like, dang, like, this whole time, my entire life, I thought my parents wanted me to come here to be a good person, but it turns out they want to be, like, this evil person and whatnot. He's having, like, this, midlife crisis. Then, Papa Kent's like, hey, listen, A parent's job is to give you the tools to like make mistakes and do good. You know what I mean? You're not gonna always follow what your parents want you to do. It depends on like what you do and like how you want to maneuver the world and whatnot. The point is, it's your life and you're doing good with it, and I'm proud of you. That right there hit, bro. Like that really hit, and just I think James Gunn did an excellent job of just making Superman feel very much human in a good way. I feel like it could have went very south, and he made him like too human, too weak, and like too much like the everyday guy. Like there's like this one trope called like the everyman trope, where like everyone relates to him, kind of. I think if you watch Futurama, like Fry is that trope. You know what I mean? And like he could have easily made Clark Kent Superman kind of like Fry, but he didn't. And I feel like that was a good thing because he easily could have like went down that route, but he didn't. He made him human in a way where we could relate to him, but still his own character of Clark Kent Superman. And I feel like that was just really good. Fantastic, bro. Like I really would give this movie like a solid, like a strong 8. 8.5. I could maybe lean towards 9, but I think that's probably like recency bias. But like I really like the movie. I feel like I might be low in my rating just because I'm super hyped because it just was such a fun film. And even with the they call themselves the Justice Gang or Gang of Justice, whatever, with Green Lantern, Hawkwoman, and Miss Terrific. Even they were solid. They don't run with like a major role per se, or more screen time was Miss Terrific. But even then, like everyone was well utilized. Like there was no wasted character. I feel like it was just a fun time, and all the characters got to do their own thing. They got to show out. It was just this is a good DC movie, bro. Like this DC, I think got like a solid win for sure. Like their last good win was the Batman, movie wise, and they just dropped this. Like this could be it for sure. And like if it's true that Robert Pattinson's Batman and Michael Cornsweet, Mr. Cornsweet Superman is going to meet up at some point, that will be perfect, bro. Because like I feel like their dynamics are like perfectly entwined to like they embody the characters in my opinion. Like they really show what these characters are like. Batman is just this regular dude, rich, trying to do good, for his own reasons. Like just a pure human and whatnot. Like it's just humanity at its peak human wise. Then you have like this actual godlike figure inspiring hope, very bright colors. It's like these polar opposites. I feel like them meeting up would just be like peak fiction. I'm sorry, but like I'm really excited if they share the same universe. I feel like that would be perfect. But yeah, do I have any complaints? I think my one complaint is I wanted like a really cool Superman strength feat, if that makes sense. Like they were fighting the kaiju, and like that was really cool. When I like he was doing like a good job of like maintaining the. There's a word for it. Just protect people and whatnot, making sure like the property damage was low, making sure people were safe and sound and whatnot. And I feel like a really cool one would have been like him like picking up the kaiju and moving them out the city with help from Green Lantern and whatnot. Because like in the fight, you see like Green Lantern like could put elements on the kaiju, put his mouth in shackles and whatnot. So like I would have liked to see like Superman like lift the kaiju out the city, move him away somewhere else, then like try to restrain it. That would have been nice to see. But that didn't happen. Like they still beat the monster. But it was a good scene though. Overall, because again, it showed more of Superman's character also. Means like he was trying to find a way, like, knock out the monster. He doesn't want to kill it per se. He wants to like, move it to a safer environment or whatnot. But Mr. Terrific ends up killing the monster. Superman was upset, saying, "Hey, there could have been like a better way to do it, like a more humane, kind of way to kill it at least, and not just, blow up its stomach and kill it, or at least try to move it out the city." So again, just that stuff like that. Just Superman trying to do good, not wanting to kill the monster, and like if they were going to do it, at least do it in a more humane way than blowing up his stomach, because that was pretty gruesome. But yeah, just a good movie, man. Fantastic film. Man, what else can I talk about? I like Crypto. I talked about Lex Luthor. He was pretty good. Lois Lane was solid too, like their relationship and whatnot. That was good. Pretty solid as well. Mom and Pop kind of like them, their interaction with the farm scene. Yeah, the action was good. I think I talked about that too. And there was no real Easter eggs, per se. Yeah, none. Because Ultraman was just, a clone of Superman. We all knew that. Talk about his cousin, too, coming in the end. Yeah, bro, that's probably it for the review. That's it. I said everything I wanted to say. Just a good movie, man. If you don't like it, I don't. Maybe you just don't like joy and happiness. I don't know, bro. That brought me joy. It was a fun time to watch. It was just a fun movie, Like, even if you don't like how they did Superman, per se, like, oh, you prefer Man of Steel, whatever, you can't say it's a trash movie, though. You can at least say it's okay, at the bare minimum, you know? And I guess I can compare it to, I feel like, if we're saying which one's better, I'll give, like, the slight edge to James Gunn, mainly because this was a very joyous and hopeful Superman. Like, this was the Superman we all know and love. Oh, my analogy for probably by the beginning, this felt like the animated Superman TV show, if that made sense. Like the bright colors, how it was moving and whatnot, like very hopeful, fun Superman. Like that's what it felt like. The Justice, like mix between the Justice Unlimited and the Superman animated TV show, like kind of a mix between that and that type of Superman. You know, very lighthearted, very fun, but balance between the two when it comes to like doing cosmic stuff, but at the same time the smaller scale stuff. That was the analogy. But going back to comparing Man of Steel to this, like I will give this one the edge just because of how, you know, hopefulness, how they move towards, you know, Superman growing up human, appreciate being human, and like being a good person with all these good power, with this godlike power and whatnot. But with Man of Steel, what Zack Snyder was trying to do was like, okay, there's this man, he's trying to understand what it means to be human, and then he has like this godlike powers, and like he was just almost perfect. Like Henry Cavill was like almost perfect. Like he was very stoic, knew what he had to do what he had to do. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was it's still a good movie. I feel like people are turning around on that movie. Like when it first came out, it got like a lot of hate. I don't know why. It was just different interpretation of Superman. I feel like it was very good for its time. I think now people kind of want that brighter version of Superman again, because like I feel like during that time we got like Injustice and whatnot, and like a lot of dark versions of Superman. I think people just wanted a hopeful Superman, if that makes sense, and or more lighthearted Superman, like with brighter colors. And I feel like now we got that, and I think we're happy. Like Henry Cavill was good for his time. He just didn't, you know, get the stuff he needed to like flourish the way he wanted to for that, you know, storyline, which would have been interesting, but like it just didn't pan out. So now we got this, and I feel like this for sure will pan out. I don't know, but at the same time, it might go down that route. I don't know just yet, just because the internet and whatnot. We're gonna see like the numbers at some point, like how much money this movie makes. Hopefully, it does like really good in the box office. But I feel like it might have like that same effect where people are like, you know, very divisive about this movie. Like they don't like it. It's not gonna do a lot of numbers. It's not gonna make its money back, if that makes sense. Like people are gonna like give it high ratings, but money wise, it might not, you know, do what it needs to do. Hopefully it does though, because this movie really was just fantastic, bro. Well, I shouldn't say fantastic. Very super. Fantastic Four though, that's gonna be a fun time. I know. I hope it's a good time. I really do. But yeah, that's it for this ramble and whatnot. All in all, just a really fun, good film. Y'all should check it out. That's it for the review. I'm done. I'm done talking. I'll catch y'all later, okay?